Okay, so obviously already a different video from me. I know you guys aren't used to seeing me just sit down in front of a camera talking, but I honestly do believe that this is a story or just something that I should share with you guys. One thing I've noticed as I continue to progress as a trader is that there's always going to be new problems that you run into. It's the same thing with life. You are going to constantly run into new obstacles that you've never thought were possible. And for me, that started to happen again with the P&L. A lot of people don't realize, but you can scale trading to whatever it is that you want. And being completely blunt with you guys, I almost made $100,000 this week day trading. I still am up over 100K this month trading, and there will be a separate video on that. But this week specifically, like the ending of April, on Friday, I actually almost closed the full week out plus $100,000 on the week. And of course, that would have been the first time that ever happened for me. And so that's why I kind of wanted to come on here and be completely honest with you guys. How did I feel? And just show you guys that there are constant problems with trading and that you have to constantly evolve yourself and learn from yourself, learn who you are. So for me going into the week, I had already said I wanted to size heavy. I had already been up decently on the month. You guys have known I've been trading fairly well for the whole entire month already. And months previously, I've been honestly doing very well for myself. So with that being said, I decided to up my risk. First few trades honestly went amazing. I had like one of my biggest single trades ever. I made 25K in that trade, had another trade for like 12K, another trade for 10K. And then I was also hitting trades on some funded accounts as well. But all in all, right, I was probably up around, I want to say 85K at probably, I think the end of Thursday. 85K I'm talking about for the week. I was around 85K net profit for the week on Thursday. Now here's the thing about me is that I have all of these set rules and most of you guys know them. Sure, I might deviate from them a little bit. That's because I know what I can do in the markets. And you guys have seen me do that consistently for the past few months or even the past year. I mean, you guys have seen I've been profitable for pretty much almost a full year now, or it might even be a full year now. I'm not even too sure. We're well over it. But the idea that you know how to trade has absolutely nothing to do with the fact with my discipline. And that's something I had to reflect on, right? I am honestly, and I'll say this with like the slightest ego ever, I'm really good at trading, guys. I'm gonna be honest, I know I can see certain things that people can't. That's why I try to replicate it and teach it to you guys. And a lot of you guys are having success and I'm happy about that, but that's why I'm here to tell you, as you guys size up, there will be new problems and I'm running into those new problems now and I'm learning these things about myself and I'm telling you, it never stops. One thing I've realized is it never stops in dieting, in trading, in life, with bills, with anything. You have a girlfriend, anything that it is in your life will constantly have problems that you have to sit there and decide, am I going to be the solution to this problem? If you're not, you are just simply not going to be, well, a useful person. I'm going to be honest. If you want to be a successful trader, you have to do what successful traders do. And that's what I told myself. So what have I started to do? I'm not trading Mondays and Fridays anymore. I've started to just completely limit myself. Why? Because I have already proved that I know how to trade and I have the size to back me up. Why am I going to overtrade and do certain things like that? But kind of tying that story in, basically on Friday, like I said, I was up 85K net profit. But basically going into Friday, I saw a very nice clean short, took another short, took it with size again, and I was actually up 20K. So I'm sure you guys can do quick math, 20K plus 85K. I was well over 100K on the week. But the idea of that P&L, it just kept getting to me. I wanted more and more, right? I believe that trade was up 21K. It was the highest I've ever saw. I just told you guys what was my biggest trade, 25 grand and a single live account trade. So of course, there was one more draw on liquidity. I wasn't just holding for hopes and dreams. There was another draw that I was holding for, but you guys have to see it from the bigger perspective. Not only would I have closed the week on 100K week, I would have also closed out the week just completely up. My emotions would be completely set. I would have no more emotions for pretty much the complete rest of the day. Also, it was the last of the month. I've also said I don't really like trading the last of the month. Actually, sorry, it was the first of the month. So both of those reasons, I should have been trading Thursday or Friday. Why? Because I don't like trading the last of the month or the first of the month because it's hard to predict anyways. So you guys can see as I keep going through all my confluences just in my head, why I don't want to trade these non-confident days, right? Do I know I can make money every single day? Honestly, yeah, I know I can, but that's the thing that gets people killed is greed, guys. Greed will always get you killed. And that goes back into that story. That trade that I was up 21K fully got break even. It got complete break even and I'm still up, I'm still up great on the month. I'm still well over 6 figures on the month and I'm completely blessed. But the idea of just that greed, like I could have trailed out for 10 grand, guys. I could have trailed myself out. I really wanted that last draw on liquidity. I had all these things in my head that I was pointing to as to why I should probably just close the trade again. First day of the month, right? It's the beginning of that monthly expansion candle. Am I just going to predict that we're just going to keep going lower? Probably not. And sorry, I just realized I actually did get my timelines mixed up. It was Thursday that I was actually up. I did not actually trade Friday, but it was Thursday that I was actually up that much. And then we just kind of reversed and it was just really annoying. Friday, I actually decided not to trade because I told you guys that's where I wanted to start detaching from. Mondays and Fridays, I will no longer be trading because there's usually no news anyways. There's usually just no volume volume. Usually those aren't the days that the moves aren't going to happen. If they are happening, it's just because the weekly expansion's fully finishing. That's the reason why Friday may distribute, but I don't really care for that, to be completely honest with you, because in my set rules, I should have already made money on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. If I've already made money those days, why am I even trading? And you guys can start to see the like overall concept that I'm getting at here. If I'm up 85 grand on the week, I don't care if it's the most amount of money I've ever seen. I don't care if I'm willing to lose 50 grand. I don't care whatever it is in my head. You can just walk away. And like, I sometimes just forget that aspect. And I know I'm a really good trader and I know how to step away when, for example, when I start to lose. I know how to step away when things like that happen, but I can start to see, I don't really know how to step away when I start to win a lot. And these are things that you need to continue noticing as a trader, guys. I can get slapped. One thing you guys need to realize, right, and especially when you guys blow your evals, I feel like a lot of people get sad. You guys need to realize there's somebody out there trading big cap that is down 100 grand. They're down 6 figures today, and it's their capital, and maybe they're not used to that big amount of a loss. So you guys truly are blessed, and I'm truly blessed, right? So I try to be grateful for those things that I do still have these opportunities to come back, right? Imagine I didn't close it. I think we ran, I would have lost probably 30 grand if I didn't, like, you know, just close that break even. So that you can see how emotions already start to kick into these sorts of things. But guys, it is always going to stem from being greedy. It's the reason why people still blow prop firm accounts, right? It's the reason why you guys will be one day away from a payout and you lose even $1,000 before you get that payout because you want it so bad. But you guys have to realize, what is the difference? What's the difference of you getting paid out on a Monday versus a Thursday versus a Tuesday? Guys, and that's the thing that I noticed with myself. Just detach. You don't have to do anything. Literally go outside, breathe the air. I'm in California, bro. I can go outside, I can drive, I can do anything. Why would I not go do that? You guys can do anything but trading. And that's what I've realized. That's why I don't trade Monday and Fridays anymore. It's the least probable days. And I've noticed I started to change those ways because of the P&L, guys. You guys can't build an ego in this. And every time I notice I start to get an ego, I always nip it in the butt. You can ask anybody that I know. Anytime I've started to get an ego, maybe I'll notice it myself or someone else will notice it. And I don't cope. I don't just sit here and say, you know what? Like, I'm just trading good. Like, you guys can't accept that. Like, no, I'm gonna be honest, April was bad. I should have limited myself and I didn't. So I'm not saying I got lucky, not saying that, right? I've proven consistent profitability for over a year, but in my head, I want to be one of those big traders. And I'm sure some of you guys have dreams of that. Maybe some of you guys want to make money from trading and then scale it somewhere else, right? I think that's great, right? Trading shouldn't be your only thing. And that's kind of the point of this. Trading should never be your only thing. Why are you guys so over involved in one thing? Why am I so over involved in one thing that I've already made $85,000 from? In a week, people would be blessed for that. People would be blessed for that in a year, guys. And so that's the thing you need to think of, right? I have other opportunities that I can do. I can go to the gym, right? I can work on a business. I can do other things like that. I can walk my dog. You guys can go outside, do anything but trading. But the idea that you guys will constantly stress about trading, thinking about, if I watch these videos, if I watch Blake's mentorship, if I watch this guy's mentorship, if I do all these things, I'm gonna be a better trader. If I backtest, I'm gonna be a better trader. But that has absolutely nothing to do with it. I think backtesting is great if you're completely brand new, but after that, it's complete live market experience. You don't really need that much. Once you know that your model works and that you know how to trade it, it is simply live market experience. So tons of you guys will sit here looking for answers, but the answer, guys, it's with you. It's literally with you. Every single one of you probably already know how to trade. You guys all probably just have emotional issues. You guys probably just can't get off the charts. You guys probably have leveraging issues. These are all things that you guys need to realize, just honestly, just really stupid as well. It's kind of like saying, I want to lose weight, but still just eating everything in front of you. It's complete garbage. It's the dumbest thing you can do. And that's why I even called myself out on this, guys. I'm not coping here saying that, you know, it's whatever, right? It's just a random break even. No, I should have closed out that trade. My first TP did get hit. I noticed that we were edging. I don't need the extra 3 grand. I don't. I'm gonna be honest. I don't need the extra 3 grand. I should have just closed that trade. So yeah, that is being greedy. I let that trade run to break even. And a lot of you guys need to realize that you do that too, but it is on a daily basis and you don't call yourselves out on it. Trading is a personal journey. I have done good trading because I call myself out on every single bad thing that I do. Making 100 grand this week and seeing it has completely desensitized me from the P&L. That's why I have to reset my dopamine. That's why I'm not trading as much. That's why you might even see me de-risk a little bit so that way I can maybe see a 10K month again or something like that. And because that's the thing, for some of you guys, that is a crazy month. But for me, I would genuinely be upset right now if I got a 10K month. But that's the thing, I need to kind of like realign that, because the thing is with trading, guys, you can scale it infinitely. Like I said, you can make 500K in a trade, and that's my ultimate goal. But you cannot scale. And I mean, you will never scale if you can't perfect your emotions and just perfect your psychological issues. You guys also need to look at statistics as well. 99 90% of people fail at this shit, bro. They fail at this. So why are you guys gonna go make it harder for yourself, right? I even kind of mentioned this to myself when I was talking to myself about this the other day. But yeah, why am I making it hard on myself, bro? If I'm up 85K on a week, why am I gonna trade? If I'm already net positive, even in general, by Thursday, why am I even gonna open the charts on a Friday? And a lot of people are gonna hate on this, but you guys have to realize it's because they think very short term. People are thinking, what if you miss this A+ setup? It's honestly not about that. A lot of people, like for example, will shit on the fact that I trade 9:30 to 11, but you guys have to realize it's about avoiding the bullshit though. I get that I do miss some A+ setups. I get that. I will miss some days where we move 500 points in literally 15, 20 minutes. You guys have to understand it's all about limiting frequency, right? Again, going back to what I sometimes will say, what does a sane person do when they lose a little bit of money gambling? They step away, they reevaluate, they realize what they're doing is wrong. Of course, trading is somewhat like gambling, but you have an edge. But you guys have to realize if you just click your button over and over, you are essentially gambling. That's why I say it is so important. Step back, learn about yourself. What are the issues that I'm having? What am I currently experiencing in my life? A lot of you guys will hold mental strains on yourselves so hard as well. You guys have to realize it is these continued failures that are going to continue to make you better. I realize that yes, more work into trading doesn't equal more results, right? If you guys are just gonna watch endless videos, endless mentorships, hop from mentorship to mentorship, you're not really gonna get any results because most of you guys can honestly probably learn the actual demographic of trading in 2 months, but actually trading and applying it with your emotional state, that can take a year, it could take 2 years, it could take 3 years. It could take as long as you want because it's a personal journey. And that's what people won't tell you with trading is that, oh, this model's good. Anybody can make money. A monkey can make money trading. I promise you, anybody can make money trading, but nobody can step away. None of you guys can just get off the charts, can just step away from one red day or even step away like I'm talking about from a green week. Think about how many times would I end the week just with less stress or even up on the week with less losses just because I stepped away because I was up green on a week. That's what I'm trying to think of. And again, going back to what people would say, like people would hate on you. People are gonna hate on me for trading 3 days. They're gonna think that that's completely retarded. But you guys have to understand that it's about the long-term growth. The best days are always Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. If I'm trading with size, that's all I care about. I'm thinking long-term. What do I wanna be trading? I wanna be trading Lambos per trade, bro. If I wanna be trading Lambos per trade, do you think people that trade that kind of size, that kind of capital, do you think they're like, yeah, it's May 1st, let me look for a trade to all-time highs? Like, no, like just probably not, bro. You guys have seen how bad price action is. Like, just wait for these clear, obvious days and trade those days. And that's what I've told myself. And that's what I'm gonna continue to do, because when you guys continue to size or even realize that when you trade like continuations that I do or whatever model it is, if I have a high win rate and I know I'm good at trading, I could trade every day, but with size, why would I do that? Genuinely, why would I do that? Especially knowing as a experienced trader, guys, think logically for a second. If I'm trading New York, is every single day logically gonna move 300 points in a direction that I want, 400 points in a direction that I want? Or is it more logically to think, hey, there's other sessions, so there's gonna be other moves overnight. There's other days that we're just going to chop and not move. There's other news events such as war, such as Trump talking, right? And realize, think logically, think as a smart person who's going to trade a lot of investments, and realize that these people that move the markets, whatever you guys wanna deem that moves the markets, they are not trading these days. They're not. They are simply a way. And that's the reason you guys see these chops, these terrible barcode ranges. It's because no one with volume or size is moving the markets. So as I continue to think logically with size, that's why, again, I will continue to limit my frequency, because again, making that much money will continue to desensitize you guys. Once I make my first $250,000 a month or my first 500K in a month, guys, it is literally going to be so desensitized. Guys, I went out with my homie the other day and we were talking about like buying food, and like I genuinely would just say like, yeah, that's not that bad. That's not that bad. But like I could see like some certain points, like it wasn't that bad. Like it wasn't that bad. Like it was an irregular price. But because I'm so desensitized to that, that's kind of why you guys need to detach, right? I even have a homie who's going out like to a Yosemite so that way he can detach as well. Guys, it's needed. We don't just say this shit so that way you guys can eat up like all of our content and like no, we're being dead serious, guys. You take like 2 trades, that's all you need. That's all you need. It's because you guys are thinking like you need this 10K month. It's always a chase, right? I needed the 10K month, then I need a 50K month, then I need a 100K month, then I need, it's a continuous chase, right? It's life. But in trading, trading, that will get you fucking killed, bro. That will get you killed. And I've realized that. One of my homies was texting me. We realized that, like, he was even like kind of reinstilling, like, hey, don't get an ego, you know. And it's the same exact thing, bro. It's the same exact thing. The second you get an ego in this shit, you're gonna get cooked. Guys, the market, they don't owe you anything, bro. They don't owe you anything. The second you guys realize, hey, I can step away, I control myself, I'm not gonna take a trade until it perfectly fits for me. And that is what I'm going to continue doing down the line, because again, making that much money, it's not okay to just let a trade go because of a P&L. Like, you guys have to realize that, and I realize that as well. And I'm telling you guys will experience these issues down the line. You guys will continue to get issues as you guys become better traders, but you guys have to realize it's life. How many more pain and failures can you guys push through? Pain and failures only lead to more growth. So you guys have to realize, how much further can I keep pushing? And you guys have to just keep going. If you guys are blowing accounts or doing whatever, you guys have to realize it's most likely an issue with you guys. It's not your model. Anything can make money trading. So you guys have to realize it's all psychologically a thing, okay? You guys have to realize it's all a mental state. It's all a mental thing. With that being said, you guys will see a lot of changes from me. Again, I do love trading and I'm completely blessed for what it has done for me, but I'm going to be completely honest. I do need to detach from it. I do need a break. The P&L has completely affected me and desensitized me from the real world. And I'm going to be completely honest. These past few days, I have just been not trading, not even checking it. And I have been the happiest I've ever been in these past 2 days that I just haven't even looked or done anything revolving trading. And that's the idea here, guys. You guys have to realize that there is life out of here, and it just sucks because especially if you're not making money, it's hard to realize that. You guys have to realize you have so much to be grateful for outside of trading. So just go, please, and enjoy that. And you guys will thank me later, okay? And you will be so much more grateful. But please just realize at the end of the day, trading isn't the only thing in the world, and you guys have so much to be grateful for.